Hello, and welcome to the MyBFF Business Leaders Podcast, your new secret weapon for business success. Sponsored by MyBFF Social Media, Marketing, and Advertising. Make sure to hit subscribe. Now let's get started.
What if I told you that 90% of the people who intentionally clicked follow on your brand's page will never actually see the content you post today?
Yeah, it's a rough statistic to swallow.
Right. I mean, you earn those fans,
Mm-hmm.
but the platforms are actively hiding you from them. So welcome to the 2026 digital landscape.
Exactly. It's a completely different game now.
It really is. And, if you're trying to build a brand right now, or maybe you're prepping for a major marketing meeting, or even if you're just trying to decode how the content on your phone actually reaches your eyeballs, you are probably feeling this friction.
Oh, definitely. Everyone is feeling it.
Yeah, and you might be asking yourself, should we be posting more on social media? But if the platforms are hiding your posts, asking if you should speak louder is kind of missing the entire point.
It is entirely missing the point.
The real question is, how do you bypass the gatekeepers and get anyone to actually hear you?
And that right there, that is the defining challenge of our current era. I mean, more importantly, how do you mathematically ensure the right people are hearing you without, bankrupting your business in the process?
Right, which is exactly why we're doing this deep dive today. We have this really fascinating source in front of us.
Yes, it's a definitive guide on the state of digital marketing in 2026.
Yeah, compiled by the industry strategists over at an agency called MyBFF Social.
And they argue that surviving this current landscape basically comes down to fundamentally rethinking one foundational debate.
Which is organic reach versus paid reach.
Exactly. Organic versus paid.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Because I like to imagine the modern internet as like a massive, hyper-futuristic metropolis.
I like that.
It is incredibly loud. There are neon signs flashing everywhere, millions of people talking over each other, AI bots buzzing around.
Total chaos.
Total chaos. And if you want to be heard in this city, you basically have two traditional choices. You can either stand on a soapbox on the corner, try to build a crowd organically and just hope your voice carries.
Right.
Or you can just buy a 50-foot digital billboard. But what our source material is saying is that if you're still treating this as an either scenario...
Your strategy is dead on arrival.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dead on arrival.
It is entirely obsolete. So today, we're going to deconstruct the mechanics of this metropolis.
Let's do it.
First, we really need to look under the hood of organic reach, right? And explain exactly how the algorithms are throttling it.
Yep.
Then we'll examine the actual machinery of paid reach to see why it's not just a billboard, but a highly complex targeting system.
Which is wild to think about.
It really is. And after that, we'll reveal the hybrid strategy that top-performing brands use to essentially hijack those algorithms.
Hijack the system. I love that.
And finally, we'll unpack what the source calls the widening expertise gap and why the old-school DIY approach to marketing is just mathematically failing businesses today.
So if the algorithm is acting like a bouncer to our own followers, we really have to start at the foundational layer to understand why.
Right.
We have to talk about that soapbox. We need to look at organic content, which our source positions as the ultimate trust engine.
Let's define the parameters of that engine first, just to be clear.
Sure.
So organic reach, organic social media, refers to the unpaid day-to-day content that a brand publishes on its platforms.
Okay.
Your standard posts, stories, long-form videos, community replies.
Basically, whenever you hit post without putting a credit card behind it.
Exactly. And in theory, this is the content that reaches your existing followers or people specifically searching for your niche or users who discover you through organic shares.
And the reason the source calls it the trust engine is because organic is where the unvarnished version of a company lives. Yeah. It's not a hyper-polished focus group sales pitch. It's an ongoing conversation.
A real conversation.
Right. That is where you form a real human impression of a brand. And that authenticity builds a genuine loyalty that you cannot manufacture that out of thin air with an ad budget.
That is the ideal outcome, yes. But let's look at the actual mechanism of how that trust is built.
Okay.
The source material emphasizes that organic content is actually one of the stickiest investments a brand can make.
Stickiest, meaning it lasts.
Exactly, because it compounds in value over time. Think of it as the public archive of a brand's soul.
Well, that's a good way to put it.
Right. When a new potential customer discovers you, they don't just look at your latest post, they scroll back.
Oh, for sure. We all do that.
We all do it.
Right.
They're looking for a consistent track record of your values, your tone, and your expertise.
That makes total sense. Actually, reading this, I was comparing organic reach to, like, a slow-cooked meal.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like, it takes time. It takes patience. You need the right ingredients to build real loyalty and flavor.
Right.
But the problem is, it's really hard to scale up a slow-cooked meal when you suddenly need to feed a stadium right now.
That is a brilliant analogy. And that's why organic alone in 2026 is a trap.
A trap.
Yeah, because you can have the most perfectly slow-cooked meal, the most authentic audience, but the platforms are businesses.
Right, they need to make money.
Exactly. Their primary product is not community. Their primary product is attention, which they sell to advertisers. So because of this, they actively, mathematically throttle your unpaid reach.
Okay, but explain how that mathematical throttling actually works. Because I know it feels personal when a post tanks, but there's a machine behind it, right?
There is a very cold calculating machine behind it.
Scary.
Kind of. Think of a user's feed as a strictly limited real estate market.
Okay.
Every single time you open your phone, the algorithm calculates an engagement probability score for every piece of content available to show you.
Wait, instantly?
Instantly.
Yeah.
Millions of calculations. And because ad space is what pays the platform's bills, the algorithm artificially lowers the probability score of organic business posts.
Oh, wow. So they just suppress it by default.
By default, unless your post hits massive virality metrics like saves and shares, within the first 10 minutes of going live, the system essentially buries it.
That is brutal.
It is. It prioritizes paying customers and highly addictive creator content over your brand's nice organic post.
So the system is entirely rigged.
Pretty much.
If organic content is being suffocated by these probability scores,
Yeah.
what is the back door? Like, if the bouncer won't let my posts through to the people who literally asked to see them, how are businesses bypassing the algorithm?
Well, by paying the bouncer,
Huh, of course.
which brings us to the second pillar, paid reach.
The megaphone.
The megaphone. So paid reach encompasses sponsored posts, highly targeted ads, boosted content, even influencer partnerships.
Yeah.
You are entirely bypassing that organic engagement probability score because you are financially guaranteeing the placement of your message.
Which gives you direct control.
Complete control.
You aren't crossing your fingers and hoping for a viral moment. You dictate exactly who sees it, when they see it, and how often it pops up.
And that's the massive advantage. It scales instantly. You can reach entirely new audiences outside your existing followers, and most importantly, it drives measurable actions.
Like clicks and sales.
Right, lead gen, direct sales. But the real power isn't just the guaranteed placement, it's the targeting mechanics.
How so?
Paid reach in 2026 utilizes thousands of invisible data points. So you aren't just buying a billboard on a highway and hoping drivers look up. You are putting a highly specific message directly onto the screen of someone whose recent search history, purchase behavior, and location indicate they have an immediate need for exactly what you are selling.
Okay, but I have to jump in here. If you're a business owner listening to this right now, you are probably feeling pretty frustrated.
I'm sure they are.
Right. You might be thinking, wait a minute, I spent years building this organic audience. Now the platforms are deliberately choking my reach just to force me to pay for ads to reach those exact same people.
Yeah.
Isn't this just a massive shakedown? Are we just renting attention instead of actually earning it?
It is completely understandable to feel like you're being shaken down.
It feels like extortion.
It does. When you look at the trajectory of the last decade, the platforms absolutely changed the rules of the game on us.
Yeah.
But, and this is the hard truth, if we want to survive in this landscape, we have to put emotions aside and look at the efficiency data.
Okay, what does the data say?
In 2026, businesses aren't spending record amounts on social media ads because they enjoy paying tech giants.
Obviously not.
They're doing it because paid reach is the fastest, most reliable, mathematically measurable way to drive a direct action.
So it's not a shakedown if it works.
Exactly. It's a precision tool.
Yeah.
Shouting into the void organically might feel more pure, but paying to put a customized solution in front of a highly qualified lead is what actually keeps the lights on.
Okay, but there has to be a catch.
There is.
If paid reach is this ultimate precision tool, why not just, fire the social media manager, stop posting organic updates entirely, and just dump 100% of the budget into targeted ads?
Because if you do that, you trigger what the industry calls the ghost town effect.
Ghost town effect.
Yeah. Imagine that precision ad works perfectly. A highly qualified customer sees your ad, they're interested, and they click through to your brand's profile to see who you are.
Tracking.
But because you abandoned organic content, your profile is empty or outdated, or it's just a wall of more ads.
Oh, I hate when I see that.
Right. There is no trust engine. There is no archive of your brand's soul, so the customer instantly feels like they clicked a spam link and they bounce.
Oh, wow.
You just paid top dollar for a click that had zero chance of converting because there was no foundation.
Okay, so pure organic leaves you invisible, but pure paid leaves you looking completely illegitimate.
Exactly.
We are caught between a throttled engine and an incredibly expensive megaphone.
Which is exactly why the definitive guide from MyBFF Social reveals the core plot twist of modern marketing.
Lay it on me.
The whole organic versus paid debate is actually a false choice.
A false choice. So you don't pick one.
No. The brands outperforming their competitors in 2026 aren't picking one over the other. They are two sides of the same coin. They use a highly deliberate, symbiotic hybrid strategy.
Okay, so you don't just split your budget down the middle and run them side by side. How do they actually interact mechanically?
They feed into each other through what we call the data loop.
The data loop.
Right. Organic lays the groundwork and earns trust. You publish a variety of content to your existing highly critical audience.
Followers.
Exactly. And you watch the analytics closely. Most of it will get average engagement, but every now and then a specific post naturally spikes.
People like it.
They like it, they save it, they share it. That organic reaction is pure, unfiltered market research. It tells you exactly what message resonates.
Wait, so organic is essentially like a laboratory.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
You know, you're testing different chemical formulas, messaging, and visual hooks on a small, loyal focus group.
Right.
And you keep tweaking the variables until you find the exact cure for their pain point.
That is the perfect way to visualize it. And once you find that cure in the lab, you don't just leave it there.
No.
No, that is when you introduce paid amplification. You take that organically proven post and you put paid fuel behind it.
Oh, I see.
So paid reach becomes the factory that mass produces your cure and ships it out to millions of highly targeted new users who share the exact same behavioral traits as your loyal focus group.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
So when you add a paid boost, you aren't starting from scratch. You're just doubling down on something that's already working.
You completely eliminate the guesswork. You get a complete picture of growth. Your organic metrics tell you what to say, and your paid data tells you how to scale it.
Okay, but the source also mentions retargeting as part of this loop.
Yes, a crucial part.
Let's break that down for the listener, because we all experience it, but how does it actually work mechanically? I'm talking about when you leave a pair of shoes in your online shopping cart, and suddenly those exact shoes are following you to every other website you visit for the rest of your life.
Right. It feels like magic or, well, surveillance.
It feels illegal sometimes.
It does, but it's just code. When you visit a brand's website or engage with their initial paid ad, the platform places a microscopic piece of code, often called a pixel or a tag, on your browser.
Okay.
It anonymously identifies you as an interested party. So you saw the organically tested ad, you clicked, but maybe you got distracted and closed your phone.
Sure. Life happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the hybrid strategy kicks in again. The brand uses that pixel to trigger a secondary retargeting ad. But this ad isn't introducing the brand. It's specifically designed to re-engage past visitors.
Ah, so it overcomes hesitation.
Right, maybe offering a discount or customer testimonial, pushing you back into the conversion funnel.
It's just an endless feeding loop of information. Testing, amplifying, capturing data, retargeting, and converting.
That's the data loop.
But here is the massive elephant in the room. If this data loop is the proven holy grail of 2026 marketing, why isn't every single business doing this?
That's a great question.
Why are so many companies still just, throwing money at random billboards or posting into the void?
Because executing it requires a level of mastery that has completely outpaced the average business owner. The source material identifies this as the 2026 expertise gap.
The expertise gap. This is where the old school DIY approach to marketing finally hits a brick wall.
It has to. I mean, the DIY businesses fall into two traps, right? All organic, which means no fuel.
Right.
Or all paid, which means no foundational brand presence, so the ads don't convert. Both just waste time and money.
Because the tools are too powerful now.
Exactly. Let's look at the actual toolkit required to run this hybrid strategy today. You need a daily working knowledge of shifting platform algorithms to run the organic lab.
Sounds exhausting.
It is. You also need sophisticated media buying skills to navigate the paid advertising dashboards, which honestly look like airplane cockpits at this point.
Seriously?
You need to know how to set up tracking pixels, AI-powered tools, analytics, and perhaps most importantly, you need advanced CRM management.
Stop right there. Let's clarify CRM management in this context, customer relationship management.
Yes.
If the ad gets the click, what does the CRM actually do?
The CRM is the digital nervous system of your sales process. When that targeted ad finally convinces someone to submit their email or request a quote, that data drops into your CRM.
Okay.
If you don't have automated sequences set up like instant email follow-ups, text message reminders, lead scoring, that expensive lead goes cold in minutes. So the expertise gap isn't just about making pretty social media posts. It is about architecting a flawless digital pipeline from the first visual impression all the way to the final credit card swipe.
So I have to ask, directly for the listener's sake, if a listener is trying to launch a startup today or run an existing company, is managing their own marketing genuinely a lost cause?
Well,
Do they have to hand the keys over to an agency?
it's not that you can't do it yourself. It's that doing it right is a full-time discipline.
Right.
Managing a hybrid strategy, interpreting AI analytics, media buying, and running a business simultaneously is incredibly difficult. You are competing against algorithms and competitors who have full-time teams monitoring their data loops in real time.
Which is where my BFF Social comes back in.
Yeah.
The source material here isn't just a theory paper. It highlights them as the antidote to this gap.
Yes, led by their CEO, Matt Gentile.
Right, and they don't just offer generic posting. The source outlines that they specialize in really complex sectors, like home services, lifestyle brands, franchisers, and private equity.
Franchisers are actually the perfect example of why this expertise gap is so dangerous.
How so?
Well, if you are a franchise network, you have a massive national brand identity, right?
Yeah.
But you need to generate highly localized geographical leads for hundreds of individual franchise owners. A DIY organic strategy cannot mathematically achieve that.
Oh, I see.
It requires a multilingual, highly integrated hybrid approach. You have to maintain the national organic trust engine while simultaneously running hundreds of hyperlocal paid retargeting campaigns.
That dump leads into each local owner's specific CRM.
Exactly. It's not a part-time job.
No, it's not.
And that's why MyBFF Social offers things like their digital marketing mastery program, multilingual marketing solutions, because partnering with experts drives down overhead costs.
And it actually translates activity into business result. If you want to check them out, the guide actually lists their contact info. It's 412-477-3349, or you can email Matt directly at matt@mybfssocial.com.
And the ultimate takeaway from all of this is that standing out online today isn't about volume. It's not about frantically chasing every short-lived trend. It's about showing up with a clear point of view and strategic balance.
So to summarize the journey for you, the listener, the era of choosing between organic authenticity and paid scale is officially over.
Completely over.
If you want to survive the 2026 digital landscape, you need the slow, compounding trust of an organic laboratory to build your foundation. And you absolutely must pair it with the precise, data-driven firepower of a paid factory to scale it.
That is the blueprint.
So whether you are literally auditing your own company's marketing strategy today, or you're just trying to understand why certain brands dominate your feed, you now have the decoder ring.
You do. Look for the brands balancing their voice with targeted scale.
Exactly.
And as we wrap up, I actually want to leave you with one final kind of provocative thought to ponder.
These hit us.
So we know organic builds trust through human authenticity and paid scales it through algorithmic precision.
Right.
But the source mentioned that AI-powered tools are reshaping how content is discovered. As AI gets so advanced that it can flawlessly mimic the authenticity of organic content and perfectly optimize the targeting of paid reach simultaneously.
Oh, man.
Will the line between a genuine human connection and a flawlessly manufactured ad disappear entirely?
Whoa. That is a massive, slightly terrifying question to chew on the next time you feel a deep emotional connection to a brand's post online.
Just something to think about.
Well, thank you so much for taking this deep dive with us today. Keep questioning the algorithms, keep analyzing the machinery behind your feed, and we will catch you on the next one.